March 14th, and you would have thought by now we'd be done with the snow and the rain and the bullshit. Well, not the rain. The rain never ends, but the snow and the cold and all that bullshit. But no, here we are, just trying to stop dealing with this bullshit continuing. Because God forbid, it just calm down. But no, here we are. But look, what are we gonna do? So no episode of Exploring Hyperspace Lanes this week. Josie was too busy to record. We're gonna record for next week the episode about what was that show? The episode about Return of the Jedi. But we're gonna do that next week. That's in an effort to keep ourselves from what's it called? I would zip up a placeholder episode, but I don't think that's exactly worth it, so to speak. But what have we got today? We have All That Breathes. Which it always sounds like, I'm trying to figure out what we're going to talk about, but I just don't write it down. I just have it on the calendar, and I know, okay, so I'm going to watch this the night before, and then we're going to talk about it the next day, and so All That Breathes is now on HBO Max. Now, I don't know if it was just my HBO Max fucking up or what, but I ended up watching this with descriptive audio, because I downloaded it, and it started playing with descriptive audio, and then I deleted the download and started playing it from stream, and it was still playing with descriptive audio. So then I restarted the app, signed out, signed back in, still playing with descriptive audio. But only that one was playing with descriptive audio. Like, I went back to The Last of Us, that was not playing with descriptive audio, that was just playing with the normal audio track. And I went to another thing that, after I looked up what else had descriptive audio on HBO Max, I went to that, and that wasn't playing with descriptive audio either. That was just playing regular. So it was weird that specifically that was stuck in descriptive audio. But I watched it anyway, and I got through it. And what it is the story of these two people who are trying to, their goal is to try and salvage the population of kites in India that, due to the rampant air pollution, are dying out and just falling out of the sky. It is, it's a real problem. So, that's nice. Nice fucking giant-ass puddle. Yeah, so it is just kind of it is a very depressing story, because it's like, despite all their efforts, things continue to get worse, because while they're going out and they are trying to help the kites and learn about them, and they're ecologists at the core, it's just everything around them is continuing to get worse and worse, which is not helping the situation in the slightest. And it's just this depressing story about this, almost futile action. But yeah, it's a very well-made documentary. I mean, that's kind of the thing, where it's like, I appreciate these kind of Veritas documentaries that aren't, inundated with talking heads, which is, where they have the asides, and person like, here's what we're trying to do. Or it's like, if you've ever watched a reality TV show or something like that, where they cut aside to the person, it's like, oh, I didn't think this was going to happen, or and it really does depend on what kind of documentary you're doing. This, I think, is just it's a kind of slice of life, where it's like, we're looking at what these two do on a daily basis, how they operate their conservation efforts, and the struggles that go along with it, and then because they're talking to each other about current events, you can kind of place it in, oh, so this is why this is happening, and these are the broader macro things going on around them that are impacting this little effort at the center to conserve the kite population because of their religious significance. and they're also birds, and they're living things, and it's such a it is a little bit of a sad story, because it's just they are continuing to do what they can to try and save these birds, but it's just not working because of the broader things around them, where it's just the pollution's getting too much, and you have the what's it called? Well, at one point they're like, "Oh, you think we're gonna go to there's gonna be a nuclear war with Pakistan?" And he's like, "I don't know about that." Well, if there's nuclear war, then they'll have something to eat because they'll be able to eat the human bodies, and it's like, well, the whole thing will be irradiated anyway. And it's just these little conversations that are so well done, and I mean, not well done. It's like they're not scripted or anything. It's just the way they're captured really makes it feel very human in a way, which is fitting because it's a documentary from real life about real things. So yeah, I mean, it's a documentary, so it is kind of like this is what the documentary is about, and this is how well made it is, and it was nominated for Best Documentary Feature, so it is worth your time to watch. Maybe someone else out there can watch it without, because I think that this is something that would be better watched without descriptive audio, if you can. I mean, look, I'm not saying that descriptive audio is inherently bad, and we shouldn't use descriptive audio if you need it, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, I probably would not willingly do that again, but I'm also not the person who needs descriptive audio. I'm not vision impaired, and I don't need it. But someone that could need it would find it useful. But it's just, I think that if you don't need it and you try to use it, it's different from subtitles, where like I could understand a use for subtitles as someone who's not deaf. I don't have a use case for trying this again as someone who's not blind or in other way vision impaired. But yeah, it's it's definitely worth watching if you haven't watched it already. We are eventually going to go through all of the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. We had that. Navalny's also on HBO Max, and on Sunday, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed hits HBO Max as well. So it'll be interesting to see how I feel on those three. Or I've seen, at that point I will have seen 4 of them, because I've also seen Fire of Love. And the problem becomes when you do this, it's like, and I've said this before, when something is this good, it's hard to talk about, because when it's that good, it's just kind of like, okay, buddy, you're in a rush, I see. When it's that good, it's just kind of like, well, what else can we say? It's it's good, it works, it does what it's supposed to do, and it's it's a very well made documentary. So yeah, so I think we'll wrap up there for today. That's a good tapering off point. We'll be back with Scream 6 tomorrow, which I was going to see last week, but I got sick. And then we'll be back with Shazam on Thursday. And Thursday morning, we'll have the new episode of The Mandalorian. So, until our next episode, have a great rest of your week.